Yes, guys, and welcome to Game Week 9 predictions. We are back again. Smash the like if you're enjoying it. There's so many games to go through. What are the scores on the doors?
10 points to you, 6 points to me.
So this is a title charge. It looks like Liverpool are falling down to Arsenal. You're the Liverpool, I'm Arsenal. That's the Premier League title race. Let's get to predictions.
First match is Leeds United against West Ham United, 16th against 19th. This is a true relegation scrap. Now, both teams lost last week, including Leeds, Theo, against Burnley. But they had more possession, more shots. Could have got something from that. They're clear of the relegation zone. They actually look quite good.
Well, they got 1 win in 4 now, which is very different form to the start of the season. Leeds fans were getting very excited, but they're at home to West Ham. Nuno doesn't seem to have that impact that a lot of fans expected since he's come from Forest to West Ham. It's just a very dark time to be a West Ham fan. They now shifted their blame from the manager to the owners. They want a new ground, they want a new owner, they want everything new. But it's unrealistic.
Brentford absolutely smashed them. I think they broke a new record for a number of shots by Brentford in the Premier League. Could have been 4 or 5-0.
I just feel it comes down to London Stadium. You know, that place doesn't seem to really feel like home for West Ham. Are they going to go find a new stadium tomorrow? I don't know. Can they improve that ground? Can they own that ground? That's where things can change. That's for another note. This match isn't at the London Stadium. It's at a much better ground. That's Ellen Road. And Leeds at home usually get a result, don't they?
Leeds have been fantastic at Ellen Road on the whole, Theo, and I think they will win this game. They are just better than West Ham at the moment, 1-0.
Do you know what, Dad? I completely agree with you. This is the sort of match that Leeds win at home. Maybe 1 goal for Jarrod Bowen, but I'm giving 2 to Leeds. The likes of Okafor and Dominic Calvert-Lewin are going to cook.
Chelsea against Sunderland now is 5th against 7th. It's a top-of-the-table clash here. One of the biggest games of the week between two sides who won last week. Now, Chelsea, back-to-back wins, including Liverpool. Going well, aren't they?
Stamford Bridge has been rocking. They're playing Ajax tonight. We're filming before that Champions League game. But the fact they're at home and then at home again, no travelling, no distractions like Liverpool have to do, for example, or Man City have done. And they're playing at home to Sunderland, a team that did just get a massive 3 points again at the Stadium of Light. I mean, they just keep winning. I predicted Wolves in that game. They keep making me lose points. I should give the Mackhams more respect. But in this fixture, I only say it going one way. I don't know if you see some magic Sunderland story here, but the last time they played them, I think Chelsea put 5 past Sunderland.
Sunderland will stay up this season.
It's easy to say when they're 7th in the table, though.
It isn't, because if they go on a bad run, they could easily be 14th, 15th. Last week against Wolves, it's kind of a must-win game, isn't it? So relegation scrap, they went out and they did it.
I'm going to go Chelsea 3, Sunderland 0. We could talk about Sunderland at home, but away from home, different story. Long journey down to London.
From memory, I think they beat Nottingham Forest away.
My nan could beat Nottingham Forest away this season.
That is true. Can Sunderland make it difficult? I think it might be one of those games where it's 40, 50 minutes where it's 0-0. But overall, you back Chelsea. 2-0. Newcastle United against Fulham is 14th against 15th. Two teams who lost last week and are at the wrong end of the table. Now, let's talk about Newcastle, Theo. Narrow defeat to Brighton. But I've got to shout out Waltimada. That flicked goal was stupendous.
And then he did another flick to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon to Harvey Barnes. 3-0. Benfica. Goodbye, Mourinho. They are going to beat Fulham. There is no question about it. Waltimada is not just filling the boots of Isaac. He is taking it to another level in terms of creativity, style, and aura on the field. Honestly, if you watch Newcastle this year, it's like they've been playing together for years. Anthony Gordon, Barnes, Waltimada. They just have this connection, and I don't know how they've done it already. Do you know what? I'm going to say this. If this was a 5-0 Newcastle, wouldn't surprise me.
I think you're a bit wrong there.
They are brewing up for a...
I think you're being a little bit disrespectful to Fulham, and I think you're overrating Newcastle a bit. It's 14th against 15th. It's going to be a tight match.
Oh, you didn't watch last night, Dad. Oh my God. At home, back-to-back. It's like training ground stuff. In fact, if I was Eddie Howe, I wouldn't let them train again until this match. I'd just say, do again. Do it again. It's a simple game, football. If you're doing well and you're in the same place and you go into the same stadium back-to-back, give them the rest. Let them do it again. Fulham have to travel. They have to do the night in the hotel. Newcastle, probably fireworks at night. But I'm going to go conservative with my 2-0.
Talking of fireworks, happy Diwali to everyone who celebrates it.
True.
It's going to be Newcastle 2, Fulham 1. Manchester United against Brighton and Hove Albion is 9th against 10th. Two teams who won last week and middle of the table clash. But having said that, let's stop the video and let's give the Premier League trophy to Man United because they beat Liverpool there at Anfield.
Congratulations on the title. That's probably the best game Amram's had. I mean, the other one I was at when they beat City away, it was a great tactic. They won all the second balls. They lumped it up. They knew Van Dijk would win the first header, but they'd win all the second balls around him, and it was really clever. You know, they've got pace. They've got Amad Diallo and Buemo, and they were so efficient in that match. The question is, Amarim, what's the tactic for this game? It's a very different mentality. Brighton like to play on the counter as well. Why back in the day when Amorim got big wins did he mess up the next week? That's because his tactics didn't completely change. He had to change and he didn't. He thought it would work again. He's going to do the same thing here. It's not going to work. Brighton are going to win 2-1.
I need to go back to Harry Maguire, Theo, because in the past he's had a lot of stick. And you know from everything I've said, I was not one of them. The thing about Brighton, Theo, is, they're finding some form, but away from home, don't you find at times it's a little bit different?
Look at this fixture,
they were brilliant at Stamford
Bridge.
Bridge.
Look at the same fixture at Old Trafford. You know who's won more in the last 5? Brighton, not Man United.
Man United win this 2-1. Because I don't know which Brighton turns up. If the Brighton that won at Stamford Bridge turns up, they win. And I agree. I see where you're coming from. If they don't, Man United 2-1. Brentford against Liverpool now is 13th against 3rd, equal, Theo. 3rd, Liverpool.
I'm just hearing from the mechanics of the back of the channel, 19% of you watching are subscribed. That's 81% of you that aren't subscribed. Just hit it right now. We're trying to get this channel to 250,000. All this content we're giving you. And you don't want to subscribe, it's free to do it. They just said, thank you.
Nice.
Give us a clap. Give us a clap.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. That's very kind.
Brentford at the Olympic Stadium were magnificent. It could have been, like I said earlier, 4 or 5-0.
Oh, yeah.
Igor, Thiago, Sharda, just pushing forward, confident, positive, exciting. They can beat Liverpool.
I would actually say they're favourites in this match. In the last 5 games that they've played at G-Tech, I think there's been 2 draws, 2 wins for Liverpool, 1 win for Brentford. That's not bad. I think this will be the 2nd win for Brentford. I don't know who's going to grab it. Maybe a centre-back. I think maybe just like a goal and then bang, and they hold their line.
But the thing about Liverpool, Theo, they've lost 3 on the bounce in the Premier League. We know that. Isaac is misfiring, but he remains a very good striker. Vert's watching from the sidelines. It's gone a little bit wrong, but at some point that changes. This is Liverpool Football Club, Theo. This doesn't go on forever. Now, you've been very brave with that prediction, but Liverpool are the bookies' favourites here. Brentford will push it very, very close. There'll be a 1-goal margin in this game. Brentford 1, Liverpool 2. Wolverhampton Wanderers against Burnley of Lancashire is 20th against 17th. This, Theo, is a true relegation clash. Now, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Theo, no wins, 2 points, 5 goals. It is grim this season.
After 90 minutes, 1 win, 2 draws, 5 losses, because Vitor Pereira must find a way. For God's sake, you've got a Premier League squad, sort of. It's not been in their favour. And every time I've predicted it, I've been that little minute off it. They conceded late to Sunderland. They conceded late to Tottenham. That would have given them 3 points. I think this is it. And I'm doubling down on Wolves. 2-0.
You make some good points there, Theo, and one particular stat comes to mind. Burnley have lost the last 6 away from home in all competitions.
That's a good stat.
And yes, you look closer at what Wolves have done. I mean, against Sunderland, they lost more possession, more passes. I think they had more shots. They really should have got something. So once again, at some point, all bad runs end. And I'm afraid I'm agreeing with you.
Afraid?
Yes. Wolves 1, Burnley 0. Arsenal against Crystal Palace, 1st against 8th. This is officially game of the weekend. It's a tasty London derby between 2 very good sides. Now, Arsenal only conceded 3 goals all season, Theo, and at home, faultless.
Arsenal have been top. I watched their match last night against Atleti 4-0.
Brilliant.
Declan Rice always finds exactly where the ball needs to be from free kicks. And guess who was there? Gabriel again. That guy scores more than some Premier League strikers.
Talking about Crystal Palace for a moment, let's not forget them. They've only lost 1 game all season. They've been very difficult to beat. And last weekend, one of the games of the season, really. Crystal Palace 3, Bournemouth 3. Mateta got 3, and then he did a horror miss with almost the last kick of the game.
That should have been 4-3.
Oh, it should have been 4-3, Mateta 4.
This could be a 3-2. But I've gone for 3-1. I just think Arsenal, that little bit too good. If you look at this fixture over the years, there's always been about 5-6 goals. You know, it's always been like a 4-2 or a 5-1 or a 3-2.
The thing about Arsenal this season, that in almost every position, maybe not centre forward, they are best in class in the Premier League. I'm going to go Arsenal 2, Palace 0. Aston Villa against Manchester City, 11th against 2nd. 2 more teams, Theo, who are in great form and who won last weekend. Now Villa first, Theo. They've now won 3 in a row and beaten in 5 games. It's been turned round. I mean,
Morgan Rogers was excellent against Tottenham. Unai Emery is getting the wins. It's a very hard game to predict. Where do you think it will go?
Well, one word, Haaland, Theo. I mean, he has been a beast this season. Might as well just give him the golden boot now, unless he gets injured. He scored 11 goals. I don't think anyone has scored more than 5.
But it doesn't guarantee a goal every week. I've got him in my captain FPL for the rest of the season, no doubt. But do I think it will happen here at Villa Park? Tough place to go. Many clubs fail.
Yes.
I was at Bayern Munich last year. Villa Park, they turned up, they were on fire. They didn't do it. Vincent Kompany was struggling. And that was with Hazard Kane, HK9.
Yeah.
I think this will be a much closer fixture than people predict.
Do you know what? This is turning into a two-horse race, this Premier League title.
It can.
A rugby fan yesterday asked me, Stephen, you tell me who's going to win the Premier League. Now, I predicted Liverpool. It's only been 8 games, but it's looking at the moment as if Arsenal, Man City are just going head to head.
And you went, oh, you're right. You enjoy your rubbish sport. I think Villa win this game. Wow. I can't go all this way and say Liverpool going to lose, Man United going to lose at home to Brighton, etc. And not back Villa at home to Man City. I've seen this fixture again and again, won by Villa. They've just beat Tottenham away. And I was correct. Villa 2, Man City 1. Get the job done, son.
Wow, you are being so brave today. Switch that round. Aston Villa 1, Man City, who've been incredible recently, 2. AFC Bournemouth against Nottingham Forest is 3rd, equal against 18th, Theo. It's a team in Wonderland against a team in a horror film, isn't it, Theo? Now, Bournemouth first, only 1 defeat all season.
Yeah.
Surely this is a walk in the park.
It's hard to bet against what Andoni Iraola's doing.
Well, it's the same
system.
record as Liverpool, Theo. Same goals scored, same conceded, same points.
Yeah, and it actually amazes me how far the Cherries have come. I remember when they were a League One club.
Yeah.
I remember when they were League One, and they would have never got to days like this. In fact, I've never actually been to this stadium either.
Yeah, me too.
Which is quite funny. You just don't ever really think to go. Bournemouth are flying. Every game, they get to watch Antoine Semenyo. Every time they sell players for 60, 50 million, they still stay good. Because that's how they got the core right. They're flying in the Premier League. They might have Champions League football in that stadium, which they wouldn't even be allowed to probably because of UEFA regulations. How mad is that?
Incredible thing.
So, I mean, just enjoy this. But there will be times where the opposition might just want it a little bit more. It will be in this ground.
Wait a minute.
The vitality
Jeremy Beadle
will have
is
a
behind
shock
you.
when the red and white of Forest, not of Bournemouth, probably in their away strip, turn up and win. Sean Dyche, Leeds, Chris Wood, knock that one in without annoying.
I'm just checking my calendar, see if it's April Fool's Day. Nottingham Forest are not going to Bournemouth and winning, Theo.
No.
Prank. Jeremy Beadle's about. Give me your correct prediction.
Dad, it's Halloween, and they're going to be scared by a bit of Sean Dyche magic. 1-0. Trick or treat, he said trick.
Go back to Nottingham Forest, Theo. 1 point in 5 games. The Ange situation. I mean, do you feel a little bit sorry for him? Or, I mean, there's rumours that he was scrapping with the owner.
Yeah, well, he needed to move on, and Marinakis made the right call to sack him.
Well, he made the wrong call to appoint him.
He did, and he made the right call to appoint Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
Because the team seemed happier, and the only reason I've come to predictions and predicted Forest to win, which I haven't done for a while, is because of Sean Dyche.
Wow.
Because I know, in the short term, he can make things comfortable in England, in the Premier League.
Sometimes the players get together and say, come
Bournemouth
on.
are third. I mean, come on, it's not always going to be wins. They're not going to win the Prem.
But they will win this one. Bournemouth 2, Forest 1. And finally, Everton in 12th against Tottenham Hotspur in 6th, Theo. 2 teams who lost last week. Now, for Everton, it's kind of a mid-table sort of season, isn't it? But at home, they've not lost at the Hill Dickinson in the league.
At home, they are brilliant. They are so good. It's a joy to watch them. And they've got creative players, Illiman and Dye. They'll want to make most of them before AFCON. Jack Grealish, he'll turn up in a match like this. David Moyes just allows these players to enjoy themselves. The new stadium bounce, everything about that club is going in the right direction. I mean, previous years, we've been saying how bad situations have been at Everton. They're now in a comfortable position. I cannot predict Tottenham to win.
This is an interesting one because Tottenham Hotspur, Theo, the problem seems to be at their own ground. Remember the Bournemouth game, the Wolves game where they came back at the end, the Aston Villa game last week. Problems is down the road in North London. But can they be the first team to go to the Hill Dickinson, that brilliant ground by the Mersey, and win and get 3 points?
Everton will make it tough. I actually see this going the same way the game's gone over the last few years, and that's a 2-2 draw.
Everton have got a wonderful manager, wonderful ground, wonderful fans. This will be a 1-1 draw. This is the most draw game in history. This will be a draw.
I think a few more goals, but it will be a draw, yeah. All right, well, that's it. Game week 9 predictions complete.
Excuse me.
Please subscribe.
I've got to go off and buy a car.
He's actually going off to do that. And whilst you're here, subscribe. See you in a bit, bye.